Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are diving right into our career spotlight of the week. This is a special segment where we help you explore really exciting, future-proof professions way before you even have to lock in your high school subjects. You know, choosing the right career is arguably one of the biggest decisions in your entire student journey. So today, I am going to step in and act as your personal career mentor. Here at Aspire Roots, we're all about helping you choose a path that truly aligns with your natural abilities and your unique strengths, rather than just blindly chasing whatever the current trends happen to be. And today's spotlight, well, it focuses on a field where computer science, mathematics, and high-stakes problem-solving all come together to literally power the modern world behind the scenes. We are talking about cloud computing.
Here is a quick look at our agenda for today. 1. What is cloud computing? 2. A day in the cloud. 3. Top skills you need. 4. Subjects to choose. 5. Future demand and salary. And 6. The AWS story.
Section 1. What is cloud computing? Moving beyond the sky.
Okay, so we're going to uncover this invisible engine that quietly runs practically everything on your phone. But first, we need to completely bust a major myth. The cloud is absolutely not just some magical invisible thing floating around in the air. The reality is quite the opposite. Cloud computing simply means you're using someone else's massively powerful computers over the internet instead of buying and running your own hardware. The big takeaway here is that the cloud is actually made up of endless rows of very real physical servers. These are heavy-duty computers engineered to run 24/7 without ever taking a break, and they live in these gigantic, ultra-secure buildings called data centers owned by major tech giants like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google.
Let's make this super relatable. Think about what it used to be like standing in a completely stagnant queue at a government bank, just waiting for a clerk to manually update a physical paper register so you could transfer some funds. Painful, right? Now compare that to how we all use UPI today. You send money in literally 2 seconds at any time of day or night to anyone in the country. That mind-blowing speed, that rock-solid security and reliability of your instant UPI payment, that is entirely thanks to cloud computing, working its magic quietly in the background.
And hey, it's definitely not just banking. It's the exact same technology that kicks in when you, and literally lakhs of other obsessed fans, are streaming an intense, nail-biting cricket match on Disney Plus Hotstar without the app totally crashing on you. When millions of Indians log on at the exact same millisecond to catch the final over, it's the cloud servers that effortlessly handle that massive, insane spike in traffic.
Section 2. A day in the cloud. Meet Ananya.
So what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's step into the shoes of a working professional. Picture this. Ananya is a cloud computing specialist at a fast-growing fintech startup over in Pune. It's the night of a massive IPL final. Lots of fans all over the country are frantically ordering food, paying for snacks, splitting bills with friends. Suddenly, at 9 p.m., her phone buzzes. The app is getting sluggish because the servers are absolutely choking under the sudden rush. But Ananya? She doesn't panic at all. At 9:05 p.m., she just logs in from her couch and pulls up her cloud dashboard. She instantly spots where the bottleneck is. By 9:10 p.m., with just a couple of clicks, she dials up the server capacity. A fix that literally would have taken days if they relied on physical office servers. Boom! The app speeds right back up to normal. Customers don't even notice the glitch. And the absolute coolest part? Post-match, Ananya has the system programmed to automatically scale itself back down, so her company isn't wasting money on extra capacity they don't need anymore. She literally saves her company's entire payment infrastructure during peak rush hour, all without leaving her living room.
Section 3. Top skills you will need. Your training ground.
Now, if Ananya's story sounds like your kind of thrill, let's break down the natural abilities and the training you're going to need to actually land this dream career. Here is your core training ground. Yes, you definitely need programming basics, think Python or Java, so you can automate routine tasks. You also need an incredible attention to detail because you're dealing with highly sensitive data where even a tiny security slip-up can turn into a massive disaster. And for sure, you need a mindset for continuous learning since cloud tech evolves almost daily. But putting my mentor hat on for a second, I really want to emphasize the top 2 absolute must-haves: problem solving and networking knowledge. You have got to be the kind of person who can figure out why a system is failing quickly and under serious pressure. And networking, that means deeply understanding exactly how computers talk to each other so you can design architectures that just don't break. Those 2 skills are your absolute top priorities.
Section 4. Subjects to choose now. Building your foundation.
So, if you're a student trying to map out your path right now, which high school subjects should you actually be focusing on? Well, you'll want to look at computer science, mathematics, physics, information technology, English, and economics. Now, obviously, the tech and math subjects are total no-brainers for a computer-based career, but there is one wild card on this list that catches a lot of students completely off guard. Yep, economics. Now, you might be sitting there wondering, why on earth do I need economics to work with computers? Well, it's incredibly important because a huge part of a cloud specialist's job involves deciding exactly how much server capacity to spin up, keeping a hawk eye on how much it costs, and knowing precisely when to scale it back down. Fundamentally, that is a masterclass in managing limited resources wisely to maximize efficiency and keep costs low. And that is exactly the core of what economics teaches you, making it a surprisingly powerful tool in your cloud computing arsenal.
Section 5. Future demand and salary. The reward.
Let's talk about your future. As your mentor, my goal is to make sure you're stepping into a field that is actually booming. And let me tell you, this isn't just a passing trend. Cloud computing is literally becoming the basic infrastructure of how our entire modern world operates. It's one of the fastest growing career paths in India today. In fact, demand across IT, e-commerce, fintech, telecom, healthcare, and even the automotive space is expected to surge by a massive 25% in the coming years. Globally, practically every major company out there, from the biggest banks to massive hospital networks to international airlines, they all depend on the cloud just to keep their doors open. And the financial rewards? They absolutely reflect that massive growing demand. For a professional just starting out, an entry-level package usually sits between 4 to 7 lakhs a year. But watch how fast that scales. Once you get some real-world experience under your belt and prove that you can handle complex, high-pressure systems, those numbers skyrocket to a highly lucrative 20 to 40 lakhs a year, and honestly, sometimes even more.
Section 6. From spare to billions. An interesting fact.
Okay, before we wrap this up, I've got to share a genuinely fascinating piece of tech history with you. It really sparks that entrepreneurial curiosity and ties perfectly into everything we just talked about regarding efficiency. So, back in 2006, Amazon was mostly just known as a website where you bought books and DVDs. To keep their store running smoothly, they had built up this massive amount of internal computing power, honestly way more than they actually needed on a normal Tuesday. So instead of just letting all those expensive, unused servers sit there gathering dust, Amazon had a light bulb moment. They decided to start renting out that spare computing power to other businesses as a little side project. That one decision birthed Amazon Web Services, or AWS. And get this, today, AWS earns more profit than Amazon's entire world-famous retail shopping business. Just a simple idea about renting out spare server space totally revolutionized the global tech industry. Crazy, right?
So there you have it. Cloud computing is the silent, invisible engine powering almost every single app you rely on every day. It's a field that richly rewards people who genuinely love solving complex puzzles, who are great at managing resources, and who aren't intimidated by rapid, constant change. So if you're the kind of person who loves cracking a tough problem, if you thrive on being the one who keeps everything running flawlessly when the pressure is at its absolute highest, ask yourself, is this the path to your dream career? Could this be the space where your curiosity finds its next big challenge? Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. Keep exploring, stay curious, and choose the path that fits you best.